Yeah. US Face Punch 1 is one of the officials. And I met this American guy over there that started speaking me in English, and I'm like, what do you do? I'm a Spanish speaker, and if someone hears me in my house, they're gonna think I'm crazy. Started to speak in English, all of a sudden in my country is very uncommon. So well, I reply, and I invited me to his Discord. I didn't even have Discord back in the day. That's what it brought me into the whole Rust scenery, and for like months and months, I played on that same server without changing because the game was such a new thing every time. Now you don't get that feeling anymore of the server varying. And what I wanted to bring out, you literally brought me back into those times and gave me a super warm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I like that's such a memory that I treasure because it changed my life. Ever since that, I I don't know. I didn't even used to speak English, and now I think I speak more English than Spanish throughout the week during
You
streams
speak
and
really
so.
good English.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
I
I
feel like
appreciate
I
it.
feel like something that they need to add to Rust. I don't know if this is you guys, and it might be going a little off topic, but I feel like they need to change the way the map looks or have more custom RNG. Because I'm getting kind of bored of like, this is a forest, this is an open field, this is a desert, this is the snow. There you go. And now half the snow, like, quarter of the map's gonna be snow, quarter of it's gonna be desert, quarter of it's gonna be plain field, and then there's just gonna be little bits of forest in between. What are you guys' thoughts?
I fully like. I remember. I don't know if like how far back you guys go, but if you guys ever played
Legacy,
during
baby.
Legacy, okay. If you played during
Yeah, where you
Blueprints,
can run infinite.
well, like the maps were so cool. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, there was always huge mountains and like rock systems, and now it's
Yeah.
just like you get copy and paste 3 same rock systems and
Oh.
one big mountain. Like. I don't know. I liked the old maps. I
Yeah.
don't mind these, but I agree.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the
like,
old
I
caves.
literally run
Oh.
past the
Yeah.
same. I literally run past rock formations on my stream, and there's always this one rock formation that every time I run past it, I bring up a past stream when I'm on a different server with the exact same rock formation. I go, "Hey, look, boys, it's that same rock formation, but on a different spot." Like,
Yep.
because there's this one rock. It's on an angle, like at a
You should
45
name it
degree
something.
angle. Yeah, I'm literally. We should just call it the purple rock. Like literally.
Okay, show it to me,
It
and
is-
I'll just call it out as a
Yes.
bubble rock every time. Okay, sweet.
Literally, call it the purple rock. It is literally on a 45-degree angle. It's the perfect base spot, and it just moves around the map. I swear.
I want to see the footage
I'll
of
find it.
these celestial corp discovery.
So,
My chat will-
I
my
don't.
chat will know about it. They
I
know
don't
about
know
it.
if any of you have looked at the software or had any interest in the software for creating a custom map, but it is so convoluted. It is
Yeah, it's
so
pretty
hard to learn. Once you learn it, you're solid. I think that Face Punch either needs to come out with their own way of letting people make custom maps or reaching out and partnering up with the software to makes the custom maps and make it easier, make it more intuitive, even make tutorials on how to do it, because like you guys said, yeah, it does get boring. It is the same stuff over and over again. And the cool thing about the custom maps is you could make your own monuments altogether. Like I worked on okay, how can I improve airfield? Well, the big building, I added the ability to get onto the roof. And that actually really changes a lot about that game because now you have coverage from up there when you're trying to do the Chinook or whatever. So I think that if they implemented the ability for people to make custom maps, oh man, it would change. It would change so much about this game.
I agree.
One thing that I want to
That sounds
say is, I reckon, so giant excavator takes up 1/20th of the map. When you think about it, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it pretty much takes up that much. I think it is the biggest fail / flop of
Yep.
like a monument. No one wants to
100%.
do it. It's not worth doing it. Risk versus reward benefit. Oil rig is easier and you get twice as much stuff. I swear. If not, you get even better stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't compare Ulrich to Giant Excavator. Is two completely yeah, like the amount of loot that you can't get guns from you gotta be really lucky to get on a giant excavator. But yeah, of course, it's
Trash.
100%. Yeah, it's absolute trash.
th-
It's
I
not
th-
worth it all.
I
They should just
think
remove it. Or
that yeah,
put a Chinook crate on it. Oh,
remove
that'll be sick.
remove
Put a
it,
Chinook crate on it.
remove it, or um, see my problem with it, and Purple, you know this from last stream. My big
Yeah.
problem with them adding that monument is they made it so that that launch site and at the beginning every single monument except for small ones could not be on a map smaller than 3700. And
Yeah.
a pop that a server size that is smaller than 250 pop, that is too small of a map for them. And it on a 100 pop server, 3700 is way too big. You'll never come across PvP. So that single-handedly killed any small server. That, in my opinion, was one of the worst updates that they've ever done. That and removing wall stacking and adding upkeep on TCs at the same time. That was also one of the worst times and worst updates that they've had.
See, I like the TC upkeep. I reckon that's good. But I reckon with giant excavator, if they added a Chinook crate and also a blue key card room for the green crates, a red key card room for military crates on it, and the ability to actually get like, I don't know, 4 to maybe 8 RNG spawn of what are they called? The black oil crates. What diesel fuel? If they add the
Diesel.
ability that you can actually get diesel from doing it, that would be good. Because I don't think you can at the moment, can you? Just double check.
Mm-mm.
You mean getting loaded from it, or
No, diesel
So
itself,
diesel
no.
actually
Oh.
on the excavator, you can only get it from dome and oil rig right now, right? You can't actually get it
Yeah.
from excavator.
No.
I think they should
No,
add
you
it so you
can't.
can get it from excavator. That way, once you're finished killing the AI, you can then use the oil that you get from doing that, plus having a military crate on it. That will bring attention to the land PvP. And then
Yeah,
how cool
I
would
like.
it be to how cool would it be to be like in the oil rig with 3 of your mates defending against another 4 people who are trying to get onto it? That'd be like the sickest PvP and like content, boys.
Oil rig or excavator defending?
Excavator.
I
like
feel like
they-
it would be basically an oil rig on land. Like I don't
Yeah, that'd be
disagree.
sick.
If you don't want to remove oil rig, I feel like adding that would actually be a counter to that, but on a words statement, because it would again destroy FPS and would be basically encouraging more PVE than PvP.
well,
But
that's the
then
thing.
The
Like,
upside of it though is people don't have to take a boat or a heli to risk themselves to die. They can come in from any angle, and it's going to be an on land. So even your boys who are like just starting out with their bows can still run over there if they have a hazmat suit.
well, that's
Mm.
the thing though. They had the pump jacks like way back,
Mhm.
and you could one low grade was what, 1 crude oil, I think. So you tripled your load. It'd be like the same thing pretty much, because you'd like use 1 diesel and then I guess farm more diesel. If anything, I think you should farm it at a different monument.
Wait,
Like-
what do you mean by farm it?
Like you're saying with the
take-
excavator.
You
Like-
take oil to you take the low grade fuel to the pump jack. You get crude oil. The same, they put 10 low grade fuel in there, you'll get 10 crude oil out of it. Then you take it over to a refinery and you get 30 low grade fuel.
Yeah.
And then you just go back and forth. That's what he's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. What pump? Wait, a pump jack still in the game?
Yes, they're at
Yeah.
train yard and water treatment. Like I'll wall off.
Oh, those ones, yeah.
I'll wall off train yard
Okay.
sometimes with high walls. It takes a long time, but you can do it, and then, or at least I used to during the original blueprint
guy.
days. I would wall off like dome, but I would wall off water treatment so that I would have access to the pump jack all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's not really viable now, but
No,
the thing is like if you're talking you can get diesel from excavator just to put more diesel in, that doesn't really make sense. I think you should be able to like farm diesel
Oh,
from
no.
oil rig or
I don't mean farm it using the excavator. I mean like the barrels spawn on the excavator so that you can pick them up, but you still can only use it to get stone, sulfur, high core metal. Not as in you use the diesel to farm diesel. You
Mhm.
have the diesel spawn on the actual excavator monument.
like a
Right.
fixed amount.
Yeah, so it's not you can just like continuously non-stop farm. It's like you pick up 4 diesel off of like the excavator once you're done with it, and then you can use the 4.
No, I get that now. Yeah, that makes more sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
sorry, I
find
think it's later on.
excavator to be so useless. Like
Because yeah, that's
when you
why.
could just